Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Today we are going to talk about entering, formatting data and contents in an Excel sheet. So here is an outline of our lecture in which we study about the formatting data and contents. First of all, we study how to enter data in the sheets and cells, how to enter date or the time, how to enter the same data on the several worksheets, how to wrap text in a cell, how to merge and center the text in a cell, how to change the font, like changing the color, changing the font size, or changing the um, format of the cell, like bolding it, like italic it, or underlining the text, how to insert a line break in a cell, how to insert a bullet symbol into the cell, how to insert cells like rows and columns, how to insert rows, how to insert columns, how to insert a sheet, separate sheet in an Excel workbook. Similarly, we will study how to delete the cells, how to delete the rows, and how to delete a specific worksheet from the workbook. So first of all, we study how to enter data into sheets and cells. Uh, so how to enter data in sheets and cells? We need to click on the cell on your worksheet, then type the data or the number you want to enter in the cell and press enter or the tab key. So let's do it. So here we have our worksheet in which we want to enter data. There are numerous options for manually entering data into the worksheet cells. For example, data can be entered one cell at a time. For example, like this, if I enter data, suppose my name is class. So I enter data into a single worksheet. In several cells, we can enter data and even more than one worksheet at the same time. So first of all, let's see how to enter data in the number of cells. So for example, I am writing the names. So I write Waqas, Usman, yes, like this. Just click on the cell, type the data, and click enter or click tab. Suppose I have entered the data. If I click, suppose I enter name, last name. Suppose I am entering Ahmed. So when I click enter, it automatically shifts to the next row. If I click tab, it goes to the next column. So that's where I can enter the data into the cell. Okay, now how to enter the date or time in a cell? We can enter the date or time in a cell in very simple way. For example, if I want to enter the date and time of current date or current time, so I can use a function now. Returns the current date and current time. Just click write equals to now and press enter, and you will see you have the date and you have the time in 24 hours format. In another way, you can also use the function today. It will enter the current date in the format of month, date, and year. Alternatively, if you want to enter the time in a 12-hour format, suppose the current time is 1:39, so I write 1. Here we have the colon separator, 39. If I enter, it will automatically detect that this is the time, and default time is AM. So 1:39 AM it will select. But if we want 1:39, if I write P, then it will study 1:39 PM is the current time. Similarly, for the date, I have to use the hyphen to separate the part of the date. For example, the month is June, hyphen, the date is 6, and the year is 2020. When I press enter or click tab, it will automatically detect that this is the date format, and you can see the date. Here, we can also see if I write this date, you can see in the number format that the format of this number is date. You can also see the format of this is customized time. You can see customized time. So if we want to enter date or the time, click a cell on your workbook, enter the time based on 12-hour clock as follows. Enter the time using column separator and the press space bar and type A or P. A is for AM, P is for PM. Default, if you don't enter, it automatically detects that it is AM format. Similarly, using forward slash or hyphen, you can enter the date in the format of month, date, or year. Default format this is. Or you want to enter the time or the day for the whenever you want to open the sheet and you want to see that time, so you can use the function of now for the date and the time both, and today for only the date function. Now, how to enter data into several worksheets? For that, you have to click the tab of the current worksheet that contains the data, hold down the control key and click the tabs of the other worksheet to form a group. You can also see the title of the Excel workbook with the keyword group. Select the cells or the range of cells to enter or edit the data. Whenever you press or tap to move the selection to the next cell, it automatically copies the data from the current workbook to the other workbook. You can unselect by clicking on any unselected worksheet to cancel the selection of multiple workbooks. So let's do this on the Excel worksheet. So here we have an Excel worksheet and we want to enter data, same data on the several worksheets at the same time. So just select all the worksheets by clicking Control and C. Here I click 3. You can see the formation of group. So let me show you here. You can see in the title the group name. So whenever I enter the data in any cell, it will automatically copy to other worksheet. For example, copying the same data in several worksheets. Whenever I press enter, it automatically copies to other worksheets. Like see in sheet 2, let's see in sheet 3. I select 3 sheets, and whenever I click any sheet, it automatically ungroups the data, and all the sheets are ungrouped. Okay, there is another way we can copy. Let's suppose I want to copy this data in like 4 columns or in 4 rows or horizontally or vertically in several workbooks. So again, select multiple sheets by clicking on the control button. Okay, select this data. Suppose I want to copy this data in these 6 rows. So just press Control and D. It automatically copies the data in these 6 rows. You can also see the data in sheet 2. You also see the data in the sheet 3 automatically by using the group function, with which we enter the data in the several worksheets. We can also copy the same data in the column wise or in the horizontal rows, in the vertical columns by and in several worksheets. Just select different sheets to group them. Select the cell for which you want to copy to several columns. Select the columns, number of columns. Okay, when you select it, press Control and R. It automatically copies the data into several columns. You can also see the same data in sheet 2. You can also see the same data in sheet 3 because we have grouped the data. We have grouped the sheets. So that's the way to copy the data from single worksheet to several worksheets. Okay, we have entered the same data on the several worksheets. Now we want to enter the data in the cell and wrap the text in the cell. So for example, if we have the data like we did in the last example, we want to select the cell. You can see the data is of greater size than the cell size. So we want to wrap the text. So just select the cell, click the option wrap text on the home tab within the alignment group. And when you click it, it automatically wrap the text into that cell by increasing the row height and the row width. Similarly, we can also merge and center. Same way, select the cell which you wish to merge and center align. Click merge and center on the home tab within the alignment group, and you will see the cell merging and in the center aligned. Let's do it on the Excel sheet. So here you can see I had the data copying the same data in several worksheets. It is not in only E4 column. So you can see it is written in 3 columns, E, F, and G with the same row 4. So I want to wrap this text into a single cell. So select the cell. Here you see the option of wrap text. Click on the wrap text option and you will see the data is wrapped in a single cell. Yeah, the height and the width of the cell is increased, but all the data is wrapped into single cell. You can also wrap text. We can also merge and center the text into the cell. So just select the cell, click on merge and center, and it will merge the data into the cell. Now, if I select the wrap text, it will also merge and center, also wrap the text into the single cell. So see, it is merge and center. It is the wrap text into a single cell. Okay, now how to insert a line break in a cell. For example, we have the data with several options, with several lines in it, and we want to insert a line break into that cell. How to insert that? So double click the cell in which you want to insert one or more line breaks. Click the exact location and press Alt plus Enter to break the line. This way we can insert the line break into a cell. Similarly, if we want to insert a bullet symbol into a cell, double click the cell in which you want to insert one or more symbols, bullet symbols, and click Alt plus 7 and you will see a bullet symbol will enter. You can use the line break and the bullet symbol together to have several lines in a single cell with different bullets. Let's do it on the Excel sheet. So I am typing the text, welcome to Excel. Let's try line break in the text using Alt plus. So when I write it, see there is no line break in it. So just double click the cell. Exact location is after Excel. So after that, take the arrow, take the mouse click over there, press Alt and Enter. You will see a line break is there. Again, press Alt and Enter. You will see 2 line breaks. And when I click again Enter, so we see a line break in between the 2 texts. Welcome to Excel, and let's try to add a line break in the text using Alt plus Enter method, and see 2 line breaks is present between these 2 texts. If I want to insert a bullet symbol, just click here where you want to insert the bullet symbol. Click, press Alt and 7, and you will see a bullet symbol appear. Similarly, if you want to enter here, Alt 7, a bullet symbol appears here. So we can insert a line break between 2 texts inside a cell using Alt plus Enter method. Similarly, we can insert a bullet symbol with the help of Alt plus 7 to make a bullet sheet or to make a list of the items in a separate cell, in a single cell. Sorry. So that's the way to insert a line break and the bullet symbol in a single cell. Okay, now if we want to change the font, how to change the font? Just select the font which you wish to change. Select the cell, sorry, which you change the font. In the font tab, select the font from the group of font to change the font. You can change the size of the text using the font size option in the font group. You can also bold the text by clicking B, underline the text by clicking U, and by clicking I, you can italicize the text. Using shortcuts, you can also bold by clicking Control plus B, by Control plus I to italicize, and Control plus U to underline the text. Let's do it on the Excel. So here we have the single text for which we have insert a line break and the bullet symbol. We can change the font of this text by clicking here. We see a font group. Click, you can see the several fonts in it. So I must select any one of the fonts. Suppose I select Arial, so it changed the font from Calibri to Arial. If I can type Times New Roman, so it can change the size, the font from the Arial to Times New Roman. So here I can also, whatever the font you want, there are many options in this font group to change the font style in the manner you want. For example, I want Times New Roman, I want Tahoma, I want Tapestry MS, whatever the font style I want, I can insert. So let's do it with Times New Roman. Here we have the option to change the font size. Like I can enter 12, I can enter 13, I can enter 14, whatever I want. I can change the size of the font. I can also customize the size in points, like I insert as 11.5, I can insert 11. I can type whatever the size I want to change the size of the data inside the cell. Okay, if I want to bold this text, I can click on this B to bold the text. If I want to italicize, I can click bold again. It will convert it back to the original format. I can click I, it will convert it to the Italian format. If I want to underline only, I can just click U and it will underline the text. You can also bold, italicize, and underline at the same time. Click on B, click on I, click on U, and it will convert it into bold, italic, and underline text. You can also use shortcut keys to bold, like if I press Control B, it would automatically convert it into bold text. If I press Control I, it will italicize the text. If I press Control U, it will underline the text. And similarly, I can press all the three together, bold, italicize, and then underline, to bold the text, to italicize the text, and to underline the text all together. Okay, now we will see how to insert the rows and the columns or the worksheet into in an Excel workbook. So just select the range of the cells to insert. We can insert a single row, we can insert a single column, we can insert a range of rows and the range of columns. Just select them on the Home tab in the Cells group, click Insert Cells to insert. If you want to insert a row, click Insert Row. If you want to insert a column, click Insert Column. And if you want to insert a new workbook, you can insert a new workbook. Similarly, you can also right-click and select Insert Cells option to insert rows and the columns. So following the same method, you can insert blank rows, columns, or the new sheet inside the active worksheet. Similarly, you can delete the cells and rows in the same way. Select the cells or range of cells to delete. On the Home tab in the Cells group, select Delete Cells to delete. You right-click and select the cells to delete the rows and the columns. You can also delete the blank rows, the blank columns, and the blank sheet following the same method. Let's do it on the Excel. So here you go. We have this data in this Excel workbook, and we want to insert a column or a row or a workbook. So if I select the row, if I want to enter the row, so if there are two options, insert the row above or insert the row below. So here you see there is an option of insert. So we can insert cells. So we can insert entire row, entire column, shift cells right, shift cells down. So we have four options. So if I click shift cells down, it will insert a row above the given cell. Okay, select the cell. If I click insert cells and click shift cells right, so it will create a column before this cell, like this. See, we have a column before this text. Similarly, if we want to insert rows, insert sheets rows. So when I click the rows, it will automatically insert a row above the given text. If I can insert columns, it will automatically insert a column to the left, like this. So here is also another way by clicking, right-clicking by selecting the text and right-clicking, you will see the option of insert. When you click insert, you have the same option: shift cells right, shift cells down, entire row, and entire column. So if I select entire row, it will automatically insert a row above the selected cell. If I right click on the cell and insert and click on the entire column, it will automatically insert the column before that, the active cell. See, is the column before that active cell. In the similar way, if we want to delete this row or column, suppose I want to delete this D cell, D column, or D, if I want to delete this complete 3 row. So there are 2 options. Select the row which you want to delete. Here we have the option of delete cells. Click on the delete cells. If you want to delete the entire row, shift cells up, it will auto shift cells up will delete the entire row. You can see it will automatically delete the row. If you want to delete the column, click delete cells and delete cells left, shift cells left, it will delete the entire column. You can see, suppose this is the selected cell which I want to delete. So if I want to delete the column, so let me write some text here. So if I want to delete this row, I am good row. So just select the cell, click delete, it will automatically delete the cell. If I want to delete the entire column, select the cell, click delete cells. Now shift cells up will delete the row. Now shift cells left will delete the, let me delete, delete columns, delete cells, and I want to delete the column, so entire column. If I want to delete this specific text, then I can use the delete rows and delete column, delete shift cells up and shift cells down. So if I click entire column, it will remove all the column from the workbook. So this way, we can delete the cells, we can insert the cells, we can insert the rows, we can insert the columns, we can delete the rows and delete the columns, or we can also insert the sheets. Let's do the sheets as well. Let me do the sheets as well, like this. So let me add the data. If we want to insert a new sheet, see, we have sheet 1, sheet 2, and sheet 3. We can insert a new sheet as well. And the insert tab, we have the option of insert sheet. So when I click on insert sheet, it will insert a new worksheet into the entire workbook. So you can see this worksheet number 4. If I want to delete this sheet, I can also delete sheet in the data. This will delete the sheets. So that's all from today. Let me do it to the, yes. That's all for today. We have studied all the requirements for the today lecture, like formatting data, entering date or time, entering the same data on several sheets, tap text in the cell, merge text in the cell, change the font of the cell, insert the line break, bullet symbol, insert the cells, rows, and columns, insert, similarly, we delete the rows and delete the columns and the cells, and the worksheets as well. I hope you have understood all the contents of the lecture. If there are any queries, do comment on the video in the comment section, and I will try to answer all your queries. For now, it's goodbye and thank you very much. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much.